Everyone, we are live from Tuckaway Shores Resorts for a mini egg fest, and this is the first in the series of On the Road with Chef Dennis. And let me tell you, I could not have picked a better place to start this series at. Beach. I have ocean front on the third floor with the most amazing windows that fold open into 9 feet of expanse of beachfront view with a breeze that is to die for.
On our secluded beach.
Secluded beach, yeah. You know, it was so amazing that there's not a lot of people out here. But when you think about what the Florida has in terms of beach, I guess it's not as surprising. But, you know, you've got a good thing going here.
Well, we have the longest. Brevard County, Space Coast, has 72 miles of beachfront, longest in Florida. And the south side of the county is more secluded, laid back, which is where we're located. And there's no high-rise buildings, so it's kind of feels private.
Yeah, it does. And you got.
Before I came up from the weekend, people saying, well, you know, what is the fest? What's the mini fest? I said, well, fest is kind of a eating, drinking fest. I said a mini fest is a drinking fest.
There you go.
There's the difference.
That's the difference. There's always a difference. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Here, and
don't leave home without them.
You did a mushroom yesterday that was topped with cheese too. It had a chorizo stuffing.
That's correct.
Because I remember eating them too.
It was a chorizo stuffed mushroom, and it had the mozzarella cheese on it, and of course my carnivore spicy, and that's got a lychee with stuffed with chorizo, and with a mirepoix, and with a demi-glaze over the top of it.
Is the lychee naturally that sweet?
The lychee as part of it. The demi-glaze helps it all. Just kind of works on each other.
Okay. So how long have you been working on a green egg?
Oh, geez, I've been on the green egg probably over 10 years now. I've got the old original clay eggs back when they were still literally the terracotta type egg.
Were they not green then, or?
They were still green, but the inside was terracotta. And now they're the harder ceramic and that. And
the old one still holds up? You still got it?
I've still got the old one. And still cook on. We've done Thanksgiving dinner on it more than a few times.
Wow. So what is your favorite thing to cook on a green egg?
I tell you what, well, when I do a lot of competitions and that, I usually use the green eggs, and I do the ribs, the pulled pork, the brisket, all those kind of things.
So you can smoke on it, you can bake on it, you can roast, you can do anything on it.
If you can do everything on that egg that you can do on a pizza oven, everything that you can do on a grill, everything you can do on a smoker, except for a microwave, you can do anything on that egg you want to.
And welcome to On the Road with Chef Dennis, and we are at the Manhattan Tower Apartment Hotel in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on the Intracoastal Waterway. And we're ready for the Winterfest Boat Parade. And I'm excited. You really did a great job decorating out there.
Well, this is the biggest party that we have all year. The boats pass within 20 feet of our property. So all of our friends and guests and business acquaintances, they all come this evening.
Sounds great. And I'm sorry I didn't introduce you. This is Russell Dion. He is the owner, manager, and
yes.
Of the hotel, and it is really a great hotel. When we first walked in here, it just blew us away. Every place we looked, there was something different and something not unusual, but just not. It wasn't a Holiday Inn, that's for sure.
No. It's an extraordinary property. We bought it 15 years ago, and our background was antiques. So we did a lot with Art Deco things. We did a lot with 18th century furniture. But we've gone more to the modern, and we've tried to make every apartment different.
I can see that. I've been in 4 of them, I think, and every one has its own flavor.
Yes.
And just its own personality. And they're really cool. I mean, like I said, it's exciting to come in, and it gives you a reason to want to come back so you can stay in different rooms, too.
Yes. Well, fortunately, our guests love it here. We're number 3 now if you put in hotels in Fort Lauderdale. We're number 3 on TripAdvisor, so we're very appreciative for all those great reviews.
And it's really nice the way it's set up. This is a lot different than some of the places I've stayed in, even with like little kitchenettes. This is more of an apartment.
Yes, it is. They all have apartments and they all have full kitchens.
So, I mean, it really offers you an opportunity to stay and taste the local color and get out, but you have your home here too, so it's a nice retreat for someone to come for more than a few days.
Yes, we have some guests that come as long as 4 months,
Wow,
but most are for a few days to a week.
that's great. And when is the busy season down here?
It starts now and it'll run through to April.
Okay.
And then the end of April we get more into a quieter season, although we've been very busy the last year.
For the first time on our way to Key West that we stopped here, we were in this room and we got up in the morning and pulled back the curtains and wow, and all these fishermen were out here looking at us.
That was a long time
Zip
ago.
with the curtains again.
Oh, wow.
That was a long time ago. Did
Yeah.
they have Santa hats on or something?
I
I think they did, the fishermen. Yeah.
Santa fisherman.
Yeah,
Well,
Santa
you
fisherman.
you gotta just let them just wave then.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
It's an
There we go.
experience. That's all.
Anyway, we just simply, we adore this place, just adore it.
And our dogs, we're on our third
Third dog here.
Doberman. We have a Doberman. And we're on our third one now that has been down here. So
No, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I know. One of the reasons we wouldn't travel as much is because it was hard finding a place that took dogs to.
Yeah.
And they're part of your family when you do travel. So, you know, that's a big plus for someplace
It
like
is.
this. Especially, it's not just an ordinary inn. You know, it's really eclectic. It's beautiful. You've got so much to do in the area,
Yeah.
and it's just a great place to be.
It is.
yeah,
Just
we
love
actually
it.
brought our bike.
Here at the Island Paradise Cottages of Madeira Beach, which I like to call now my home away from home because it is just fantastic. And I am here with the owners of the facility, and it's June and Bill. Bill, right? Almost forgot that. Sometimes my mind wanders a little bit, but we're here, and this is just like, it's like a little pocket of just paradise. I mean, first of all, Madeira Beach. Had never really heard of it before, didn't know a whole lot about it. You know, we hear about St. Pete's, we hear about Tampa, we hear about Clearwater and all these places. But I don't hear about it, and I don't know why, because to me, this is like the place to be on the Gulf Coast.
It is. It's such a cool little town. We're 2 miles long, and they say it's mile wide. So we only have about 4,000 like households total.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really a pretty small town, and it's still a very beachy kind of community, not full of high rises. I mean, a lot of little beach houses and cottages from years ago, sort of like ours. So, because our places were built like right after World War II. So, you know, there's still a lot of really old Florida character.
Yeah, I know. That's what, you know, one of the best things about Superior Small Lodging, which you're a member of, and which is how I found this beautiful property, was through them. And it focuses on old Florida.
Mm-hmm. But it's been a labor of love for us. I mean, we're proud of it. We worked hard on it. People enjoy it. We want them to enjoy it. For us, that's one of our great pleasures.
Well, I don't think I can say that I've ever stayed at a property that has been so complete, that has been so thought out, that has been had such an attention to detail.
Oh, wow.
Because, I mean, we found board games in the closet. There's beach towels in each closet. There was a deck of cards in one of the, not that we've been going through all the drawers, but I mean, it's still, you know, it's like what we'll find. And then, you know, I went to put my clothes away, and there's a little sachet in each drawer. And Lisa's going, oh, and they're all different. I'm going, oh, they're all different. It's just like they just went out and bought a bunch of them. You know, there's some thought, but I mean, you have books over there in the laundry room. You have a laundry facility. You have a very well stocked kitchen in terms of what we need to live here. I mean, we could actually move in, live here, and not want for anything. It's all here.
That's great. That is.
You know, it's the little touches. It's the little attention to detail. You know, it's just wonderful to see those, because those are things that you remember. You know, and I'm glad I remembered about that, because, you know, we're talking about so many different things. There's so many topics to cover that I'm afraid I'll forget something that was very special to me.
Yeah.
But for me, that was like the big thing. I was like, oh. Hey everyone, I'm Chef Dennis, and I am here live at the DeSoto in beautiful Hollywood, Florida. And right now the birds behind us are singing to us, and they happen to be singing the tune from Andy Griffith's show. So if you hear it later, you'll know what it is. So I'm here with the owner, Stephen. And Stephen, it's very nice to have you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to have you here with us. It's been a nice few days, huh?
Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than this.
No.
We're so close to the beach. You can hear the beach from here. You can hear the ocean waves pounding. You've got a tropical paradise here with the vegetation. It's just beautiful, and the rooms are set up so nicely. So why did you do this? How did you come up with this idea?
Well, let me correct one small thing, is that I manage the place. I don't own the place. I'm the general manager of the Ocean View Inn and the Ocean Spray. It was sort of a vision of mine and the owners of the inn to have an oasis that that could take people away from their everyday life and relax them and kind of allow them to go within and find peace and relaxation in their otherwise chaotic lives.
Yeah, and be a good life to have something like that going on, and it just, you have a sense of home and family here. You know, the big chains always have their place when you're going to go somewhere to stay and you can't. But if you can plan a vacation, a place like this is just phenomenal, because you get to live a way you would normally, a piece of Florida you'd never normally see. This is old Florida.
Exactly. And it's a mom and pop type of a property, which takes you back in time.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing is that all of the units have been upgraded to a point where we have all of the conveniences of today, but you have that old, again, as you said, that old Florida seaside community feel. And it is very, I like the fact that you say family, because I mean, we really are family oriented. And I can't think of anyone who stayed with us that hasn't become a part of our family in some way. During the day, it's nice, peaceful, quiet, and then in the evening, you want to go and go to dinner. You want to go to a bar. You want to go to be entertained. It's all here, and you know that location. To me, that's really one of the biggest things here.
Oh, yeah.
You would have no idea that you're close to every venue, from entertainment, sports, shopping. Really, anything you want to do is within minutes of our location, certainly, and actually most of that the area. You're minutes to the interstate, you're minutes to US 1, minutes to A1A. A1A takes you all the way down to Miami Beach, so you can experience Miami Beach, you can experience everything, and be back here in this oasis of calm to regroup and prepare for the next day of activities and fun.
Well, it's been a joy, and I am so thankful that I got to come down here and visit with you and stay in this place, and just I can't wait to come back. I know we're going to be crying a little when we have to leave tomorrow, because it's an oasis.
Well, thank you so much. It is a joy having you here. It's a joy having
Yeah.
So we're back on the way up, and there's so much going on in the neighborhood now, so much new construction and the like, and we're so happy that we're right in the middle of it all.
Well, you certainly are. And talk about a walking city. I did not know that. Now, it was, and I want to compare it to Charleston and the fact that it's that kind of a layout. You walk around, and actually there's more to do here. It's really going into downtown and then taking the trolleys, and the trolleys are free. And it was just, there's so much going on, so much life, and it seems very local oriented.
It is. It is. The head of our downtown development agency lives in the neighborhood, and he is an avid cyclist. And so he brought sky bikes
I saw those.
to our downtown.
Yeah.
And we have bikes that we give to our all of our guests that are.
But you know, again, it's everything you put into this house, just with the breakfasts and how you serve us. And we come away from breakfast stuffed, which is, but it's a lovely stuff. See, if we can't get enough, would you like more? Oh, the juice, the coffee, the parfaits, the fresh fruit every morning. What would you like for breakfast? Not this is what we're having. What would you like? It's like, it's just.
Kirk was adamant about breakfast, and we did a survey of our past guests who stayed in the cottages, told them we were opening an inn, what kind of breakfast would they like to see if they came to the inn. And hands down, they wanted a healthy breakfast. So we cook healthy. We use good eggs, vegetarian fed eggs. We are in tune to paleo diets, which our daughter practices. And she's a healthcare professional.
Oh, those pastries.
The pastries are done by a local bakery who's a client of Kirk's. Do them for us every day. We pick up. Pastries are sitting because we prepay and have an arrangement with them. And that way you get to have a little taste of our area. We're sort of tucked away and hidden, as you know.
Yeah.
We don't put up a lot of signage. We don't need to, because word of mouth is what has made us, what we are today. It really has. When people leave and they say, my parents would love this, my friends would love this, they go back and maybe they're an educator and they put it on the school website. This is a great place to go and visit. Check out their summer special or something of that nature. So we continue to meet people who are referred by past guests. And
that's always the best.
If we make our past guests happy, why wouldn't they refer us?
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you again. We're going to be heading off in a little while, but I wanted to make sure I got to talk to you, and thank you so much for your hospitality.
You're great guests. We loved having you.
We love
Fun visiting
being here, and we will definitely be back, and we will. And you've been here, and your name is Rob?
Right, Rob Wells. I'm the general manager here at Tarpon Lodge, and also with the company that owns both Cabbage Key and the Tarpon Lodge. Okay. So I get to work at both places, depending on what day of the week I'm
now,
around.
Cabbage Key is your sister resort?
Right, Cabbage Key is our sister resort. My parents purchased that property back in the late 1970s, and I don't know why my parents decided to move a 3-year-old boy, which was to an island that you can only drive to by boat to get to school, but that's what they decided to do. They were adventurous people, and so we moved out to Cabbage Key in late 1976 specifically, and it's been a great experience to be able to be part of the island out there through all these years, and now here at the Tarpon Lodge as well.
Wow! So you actually had to take boat to school?
I did, yeah. You don't have too many people that can say they lost their homework out in the water on the way across to school, but I used that probably one too many times.
The dolphin ate it, right?
No, yes, the dolphin, yeah.
Oh my God, that's wonderful. Now, we haven't been over to Cabbage Key yet, but we're hoping to get over there and see the island, and I just can't, I don't know what I expected coming here, but it wasn't this. We've been around Florida, and we've seen so many different parts of Florida, and every time we go, it's like a whole different, diverse area of population, and just the feel.
Yeah.
And when we drove in here, we have not been to the Keys yet, but when we drove up, we went, oh, this must be what the Keys look like when we started crossing with all the colorful stuff. And
yeah, I think that's probably a lot of what this area feels like. It just has been, in some ways, passed by in time. I mean, this is
exactly
what we hope people think of is sort of a real, true, authentic Old Florida experience. I think Old Florida.
But you can get the feel for that. You know it's a fishing community because there's boats everywhere. There's a lot of little canals cut in for streets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gorgeous. And there's not a lot else to do. I mean, which is a good thing.
Right.
You come here for a purpose.
Right.
You know, it's not because you want to be a real touristy. You're not going to find, characters on the corners like the theme park area. You're going to find solitude. You're going to find peace. You're going to find harmony, nature. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate you saying that, and that's sort of been the idea. I lived in a number of different places after I graduated from college, but most recently in New York City. So when I moved back down here, which is back home for me, and I had these friends of mine come visit. The first day they'd kind of come in all ramped up. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I said, just wait. And then I think, by the time they have a beer, lay back a little bit, relax. By the next day, they're kind of like, man, now I understand. Now I get this whole thing is to kind of get away from some of those things. So we sort of proudly offer an alternative to a lot of those kind of things. And for us with families, you had mentioned the Keys. It reminds me a lot of the Florida Keys when I would go with my parents in my youth.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to what were basically simple places,
right? And
you didn't have Wi-Fi, you didn't have iPads, the internet.
All right, we have a great resort here. You have 22 rooms?
22 units.
22 units.
20 rooms and 2 cottages on the property here that we rent out.
Okay.
We have a 150-seat restaurant. I know you guys have had the chance to walk through.
Oh, yeah.
And breakfast room. And our idea here in this location was we thought we could elevate the food a little bit more than what you get at most of these sort of beach bar restaurant kind of locations. So we don't do any fried food here. It's all fresh catch things that we're able to bring in. We try to focus a lot on as much local seafood as we can find, depending on what time. Exactly what it was all about. It was doing that kind of thing, seeing nature firsthand. And nature in its wild, natural environment. This isn't even, it almost looks like we've staged it by the fact that these things are around, but this is just the way it is out here.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Folks, this is how it's supposed to be. This is really nature. This isn't staged. Yeah. It's not a zoo. It's not a park. This is nature. And it's you can enjoy it. You come out here by the water, the sunset last night. I tell you, this was our first official Florida Gulf sunset. And we have tried and we've missed it, and the sun drops so fast. Let me tell you,
gotta be quick.
You got to be quick. Like we're going, let's go get some wine. I said, no, let's just sit here and wait because we're going to miss it. We've done this before, but we got good front row seats, and I posted on Twitter says we have front row seats for our first Florida sunset, and we sat on the dock, and the two of us is like little kids watching it, and I must have taken like 120 pictures on my cell phone of various stages of the sunset, but it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's